Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Not so much in Japan today, but people on the internet have been freaking out over a recent video posted of a clip from the latest Pokemon movie I Choose You. Spoilers alert. If you have been on any sort of social media lately, this will hardly be a spoiler anymore as you would have seen this already reposted a million times. But if you haven't, I've left the link in the description below to one of the many videos floating around so you can check it out for yourself. Then come back because we have a lot to discuss. So in this new movie, which is sort of a reboot of the first adventures Ash went through in the original anime that first aired in 1998, at the climax of the film, Ash dies, which isn't the part that pissed people off since it's definitely not the first time he pulled this off, and just came back pretty soon after that as this is a Pokemon movie after all. Ash will never die. But the part that riled up the entire theater if you checked out the video or watched the movie was moments before Ash got disintegrated. Pikachu speaks English to Ash. WTF indeed, as echoed in the theater. Why is Pikachu speaking for the first time ever? Or is this really the first time we've seen Pikachu speak before? So could Pikachu speak this entire time and just chose not to? What does this tell Ash? So many questions. But let's go back to the scene for a second. Right before Pikachu speaks, we do see the screen blur out a little bit as if we're seeing Pikachu through the eyes of the almost fainted Ash. This has led some to believe that this was only heard through Ash's hallucinating head, as he was pretty much on his deathbed at that point, and that Pikachu did not in reality speak English. Which does make a lot more sense as Pikachu has never spoken English since the inception of Pokemon through pretty much every iteration of the franchise, aside from spin-offs. But going back to that point, I think what they were trying to go for was to show the audience that Ash can indeed understand everything that Pikachu is saying to him in Pika Pikas, as was always implied when we see communication between the two. I think this is the best explanation as to why we see Pikachu speaking for a few seconds right before Ash dies to tell him that the reason why he won't get inside the Pokeball is that he always wants to be with Ash. But does this make it okay for Pikachu to speak? Was it really necessary, even if it's to demonstrate that Ash can understand Pikachu completely and that Pikachu is actually capable of complex thoughts? Probably not, as in the very first Pokemon movie, if y'all still remember, you cried. And Pikachu didn't even need to say a single word of English. You understood exactly what Pikachu was feeling at that moment when Ash was frozen stiff. You knew exactly what was going on in Pikachu's head. And you can feel the emotion coming through the animation of Pikachu and his cries alone. But we're in 2017 and I guess they wanted to change it up a little bit. Well, get used to it because we're about to get another talking Pikachu in 2018, as Great Detective Pikachu is a spin-off that also has a talking Detective Pikachu. But the original game was only released in Japan, so not many people know about it. The upcoming movie released a trailer way back in early 2016 showing us a hard-boiled Pikachu with a deep and manly Japanese voice. The English voice actors in contention for the role are believed to be The Rock, Hugh Jackman, Mark Wahlberg, and Ryan Reynolds. So you kind of have an idea the type of voice they're trying to go for. To be honest, I actually like the idea quite a bit as we know that it is a fun spin-off that's not going to take itself too seriously, so it'll definitely be good grounds for breeding Pokemon comedy. What's funny is that after the trailer was released, someone actually started a petition to get Danny DeVito as the English voice actor for Pikachu in the North American release, which gathered over 40,000 signatures, but DeVito declined to audition for the role, so it's definitely not happening. But anyways, back to the topic, I don't think you need to be afraid of a talking Pikachu invading into the main Pokemon franchise just yet, as this talking Pikachu was definitely a one-time thing for a very specific purpose in the latest Pokemon movie. You should actually be more concerned about how Ash just comes back through a portal after getting melted by a bunch of angry Pokemon. Anyways, I'm curious as to your thoughts on Pikachu speaking to Ash in English in the latest Pokemon movie. Now that you had some time to digest it, are you okay with it if this was indeed a one-time thing to illustrate the deep connection between Ash and Pikachu? Or are you completely not okay with any talking Pikachu? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.